From an assessment standpoint, there's a lot of things going on in that game. Is that the challenges, you guys seem to meet them. From a coaching staff, you look at it now and say, we did a lot of good things?
We'll look at the tape tomorrow. We found a way to win against a team that I think I talked in the morning skate that, has been sitting on a tough year all summer, and we knew we were going to come out heavy and hard. They added some veterans. You look at their lineup, they got a veteran lineup. That's a better team than their record last year. Scandella's in the lineup. He's healthy. Krug's healthy. I thought their defensemen were really solid tonight. Didn't give us a lot of room or time, and were hard. The good things for us is I thought we got better as the game went on. I thought our third was by far our best period. Just got to keep building on that.
With Binnington playing the way he did, how important was it for Jake to show up?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I thought both goalies were outstanding. Benner was great, but so was Jake. Jake made some key saves in the second period. We just about self-destructed there with turnovers and penalties, and he bailed us out. When we were doing that.
Miro said that power play needs a lot of work, maybe simplifying it. What did you see from the power play?
Yeah, I don't know. It's game one. We haven't even had our group. Really. Even tonight, we still haven't had our group, and we haven't had our group the entire training camp or preseason. So I'm going to withhold evaluations on special teams till we get everybody here and take a real look at what we have.
Looks like Wyatt Johnston just taking the
yeah. Great sign. Great sign, and he looks stronger, faster, more confident than a year ago, which is scary because, you could see in overtime he wanted to end the game himself. I think he's 19 years old, and with that type of mindset, that's fantastic.
How did you like the overtime? It seems like it was similar to.
I thought it was better. I thought our guys incorporated the things we talked about in camp, and, we got some good looks. We drew a penalty. We kept possession. You're not going to have possession the entire time, but I thought we at least, I thought tried to do some of the things we were talking about in camp.
When you've had other teams make deep playoff runs, can the start of a new season be a challenge, starting that long clock?
Yeah, always. And I said this morning, these teams that, if you get a team like St. Louis, a team that had a tough year last year, it's even tougher because they've been preparing for game one with something to prove for 4 or 5 months. So you see it around the league. It was an important 2 points for us. It was important that we got better as the game went on, and we'll start building on that.
At one point in the third period, I looked, and Miro Heiskanen was 3-4 minutes above anybody else in the game. Is that a byproduct of how the game was going for you guys, or is that kind of just the level that you expect?
Well, yeah, it's a good point. We've talked all camp about trying to limit his ice time, right? So we got him down to 27:53 tonight, which is just a hard guy not to play in a tight game. I think, it's a 2-1 game or a 1-1 game. You get into the third period of those games with the game on the line, he's going to be out there. He wants to be out there, and he's going to be out there. And we're also looking at we've got 5 days till we play again, so that's a factor.
What were you looking for with the line changes?
Not much. We had Delandre with Johnny just to help him with draws because he's coming back in the lineup for the first time. He really hasn't even been in camp. And then the third period, I thought after the way the second went, I wanted to get some combinations back together, and we know Dadenoff and Benn and Johnny have real good chemistry, so it was that simple.
What did you see from Duchene to put him in that position?
Yeah. Well, if you look at his history in shootouts, he's unbelievable. But you also have to want to be out there, and that was a big-time goal. Binnington was dialed in tonight, and, real important that Robo and Duchene scored there for us early against a goalie that looked like he wasn't going to let anything in all night.
They say styles make fights, Coach.
Yeah.
And coming off the playoffs last year, it was like one series had this style, the next series had that style. I figured that would come into play once you got closer to the playoffs this year. It seems like it actually come into play in the first game,
Yeah.
having to switch styles with a bruising type.
Yeah, for sure. They were heavy and hard. They weren't given an inch, and they weren't giving us any room out there. So we had to, in the third period, we had to stick our nose in there and play more of that playoff mindset hockey. And I thought we did and started to get rewarded for that.
With Johnston and Dellandrea, how important has Jamie Benn's leadership?
Yeah. Well, Benner's leadership's important to our entire group. You know, the first goal tonight, you know, it looked like we were starting to get frustrated. You know, you could feel the building. We had the goal called back. You know, everyone was wondering, where are we ever going to score? He comes out first shift of the second period and really gets the crowd going. You know, he's got great leadership. He's got great presence. And those guys really look up to him, and he really takes care of them.